Hey Madden fans, this is Ian Cummings, the creative director for Madden NFL 10. I'm here today to answer some of the top questions that we've gotten from the community, from the forums, just from general questions through emails, through letters. Madden has had quite a big launch. You know, it's a couple weeks now that the game's been out, and there's just a lot of excitement around the game. There's a lot of questions, there's a lot of concerns, there's even frustrations. You know, we realize we want to make sure the game is best for everyone, and so today I just wanted to take the time to answer some of these top questions, give you guys an idea of what's going on behind the scenes, what's going on in development, and what are our plans for the next couple of months coming up. So that's it. I'll get on to it.
Alright guys, so here I am. I'm at my desk. You can take a look outside. This is my great view of our wonderful parking lot here at Electronic Arts Tiburon in Orlando, Florida. Anyway, right here I just wanted to go through and give you guys a quick presentation and talk about what the top things going into the FAQ, the frequently asked questions. Here they are, by your pal Ian Cummings. Top question: what is in the first title update? So I'm just gonna burn through this, and if we have questions later, through the forums, through Twitter, then we can answer them. But hopefully this gets everything out of the way. Number one, added Super Bowl and playoff field conditions for online franchise. Number two, we fixed the false start griefing issue with online games. That was really annoying. Number three, video player issues. Sometimes a video player would hang. You know what I'm talking about, right? When you go into online and you can watch videos from Donnie Moore, the ratings are, and other things like that. And we improved the quality of video highlights that were uploaded to the site. I know that was a big annoyance for a lot of people, and that was something we were able to sneak into this first title update. Lastly, we switched ranked online games to 7-minute quarters. Accelerated clock is still on. We know this is a hot button point of debate, but we felt like this is the right decision to make for a number of reasons. Really getting correct, close to correct stats, and making sure that people have enough possessions on the ball. There were a lot of random stability fixes. I know I've heard random people say, hey, my game crashes in Superstar, my game crashes in franchise mode. We collected a ton of data and were able to fix a lot of the top issues in terms of stability. And we feel like this is the most stable Madden launch ever, which is pretty exciting, especially with a feature like online franchise. Lastly, I think a lot of fans are going to be extremely happy. We were able to get the broadcast camera into the first title update. We thought it was going to be later on in the year, and we were able to get it in. So I'll show a video of that later. Gameplay in the first title update. To give just a quick preface, so most of these things were actually added, I would say, 4 to 5 weeks ago. It takes quite a bit of time to get a patch done, to get a title update out the door. And so we're working on the second title update as we speak, and that's going to be the big one. But these are some pretty key ones that I know will make some people happy. Number one, we tuned slider effectiveness. I know a lot of people have complained about this, and run blocking and broken tackles especially were ones that we gave a lot of attention to make sure that they did make drastic effects on either side of the slider. We also made sure that run blocking, that slider only modified the running plays before it would make special teams, so you could run kicks back all the way. So we fixed that issue. NCAA had that as well. We made a fatigue affect ratings more. So this was something that we just had wanted to do towards the end of the cycle, and we weren't able to. And this really drastically changes the way you play the game. Fatigue, I think, was working pretty well in terms of how many times your players got subbed in and out, but the ratings weren't taking big enough hits. So now you're going to see kind of pretty drastic changes to, guys are going to fumble a lot more, they're going to blow their assignments more. You're going to see a lot more cool stuff there with fatigue. We tuned broken tackle chances. That was something that came up a lot, that a big giant running back going one-on-one against a defensive back wouldn't break the tackle, and then also times you'd see a little tiny, not very good running back break out of a 5-man gang tackle. So we tuned that. There was this issue where chuck animations were releasing to the same side every time. We fixed that. There was some weird issues with punts out of bounds getting spotted at the incorrect spot. I think we fixed that. We reduced and pretty much removed all the holding penalties on kicking plays. I know that was probably the biggest complaint I got, that people would end up with 45-yard extra points, and that's fixed. We improved the toe drag catch logic, challenges especially on where they mark them in or out. That's really annoying when that happens to you. I haven't seen it yet in my games, but I know there's nothing worse than seeing him in bounds and they call it out. So we were able to get that fixed. General pursuit improvements were made for defensive logic, especially for outside run plays. This is something we're continuing to improve and work on. We know pursuit is rarely ever perfect in a football video game, but we want to make it the best we can for now. Other pursuit improvements, you see defenders running away from offensive linemen as they disengage. And man coverage also improvements. You've got better play recognition there when they break on the ball, when they break out of man coverage. Let's see, lastly, oh yeah, the double pass online exploit. If you're using that, it's gone, sorry. Second biggest question, when is this title update actually coming out? So I wish I could answer this correctly, but I can't. I know that it is in approvals. We're expecting approval this week and release next week, but that rarely happens how we expect it to go. So best case next week, worst case probably the week or two after that. So we're hoping it goes as soon as possible, though. We'll keep you in the loop. Alright, so I'm going to answer some of the most asked questions now from the community, and let's get to it. Number one, what is being done to stop the effectiveness of the passes to the flats? So this is constantly in development right now, something we expect to address in our second title update. We feel like it's just a little rough, especially linebackers getting out there in man coverage. They just don't sit on the flats enough. They can't cover running backs fast enough. So in the meantime, I think your best bet is to try and get defensive backs to sit out there in the flat zones if you think that's where they're going. A lot of times it has to be a little bit of a manual play. Hopefully people aren't able to center their entire offense around this, but it is pretty dangerous, so you're going to have to game plan around it. Second, what is being done to improve blocking? This was the top question I got, and it obviously ranged from all kinds of things, from run blocking to pass blocking to open field blocking. So all of these are actively being looked at. This is one of our top priorities moving forward. So it is not something we're ignoring. What's up with the length of replays? So this was something we did to, towards the end of the cycle, we tried to make replay fidelity better, and something kind of messed up at the end and it ended up cutting off the beginning, a lot of long replays. This has actually been addressed already and should show up in the second title update. What's your plans on tuning franchise mode, Josh?
The big goal is to go in and take a look at, some of the things that people have kind of talked about that we need to fix. Big things, quarterback yards, get those down to a little more respectable number. Get running back touchdowns up a little bit. Just kind of try to go in and make things a little more realistic.
The play action QB draw that a lot of people are running online now with Vic or Vince Young, any kind of mobile quarterback. We found ways to address this, and without even having to do a title update. So we're actually going to release some videos on how to contain this. We feel like it isn't a money exploit offense, whereas there are some plays that are unstoppable. We feel like this is stoppable. So we're going to release some info soon to show you how exactly to shut this down. We also feel our recent changes to fatigue and ratings in the roster update are going to help this as well. Are there any plans to improve pursuit? Again, this is another top issue for us, and this we do plan on looking at for the second title update. One thing that Donnie Moore, the ratings czar, also did recently was actually improve the pursuit ratings for all offensive players by a good 10 to 20 points. And this was really to help alleviate a lot of the interception returns that were happening for touchdown, because offensive players were taking pretty much brain-dead angles. We wanted to do that on purpose to make sure that a quarterback isn't the best at pursuit, but I think we went a little bit too far when we did it, so we just bumped those up. So the next roster update, which is coming relatively soon, I think this week, that should help alleviate that as well. And let's see, can you see this? Are there any plans to get stadium-specific sounds working correctly? Yeah, we're looking at this right now and hoping to get this into the second title update as well. That's it. I hope this answered your first round of questions. We'll be back to answer more questions very soon. Later.